Atlanta News First Plus starts now.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis testifying right now before a Senate committee on her investigation and indictment into President Donald Trump. Now, that indictment has since been dropped, but the testimony itself today is almost 2 years in the making. The district attorney abruptly agreeing to testify just last week, and now the committee is gathered wanting to know more about her relationship with the election indictment's top prosecutor, Nathan Wade. They're claiming that Willis may have financially benefited from putting Wade at the helm of the case as the two were vacationing together during the investigation. Now, it is important to note the committee cannot discipline Willis in any way based on her testimony. However, they can make recommendations for changes to laws surrounding top prosecutors. We're going to dip into that testimony here shortly. If you'd like to watch it in full and uninterrupted, you can go to our Courts and Trials channel. It's located on the third live stream player on Atlanta News First Plus. And just to give you a look at the DA here earlier this morning, just ahead of her testimony, walking through the halls of the state capitol, entering the courtroom where she is currently answering questions. Again, we are going to take you into that testimony for a bit, but we're also streaming it in full on our Courts and Trials channel. So stick with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. All right, I want to talk about some other stories that we're following. This one out of Athens. Take a look at your screen. Several people are still recovering after a car crashed through a Kroger. Authorities say that a silver sedan blew through the wall of the store on Alps Road, running through a display and crashing into the self-checkout area. Now, employees say one worker was pinned against a support pole before quick-thinking customers and staff managed to put the car in neutral and push it back. 4 people were taken to the hospital. The good news in all of this, they reporting non-life-threatening injuries, and that is all we can ask for when we talk about something like this happening. Everyone is expected to recover. And a little closer here to our metro area, DeKalb County, now at the center of another fire investigation. We seem to have been reporting these all throughout the week at different homes. This one happening along Ellenwood. This was the scene this morning as our crews arrived. Flames had moved through much of the home, causing significant damage. Atlanta News First Don Shipman is with the First Alert breaking news tracker outside of the home with what we know so far.
Fire officials say that the fire started in the basement and then worked its way all the way up to the attic. And you can see the damage from the outside now that it's daylight. You can see the windows are busted out, the garage door boarded up right there. The majority of the damage is in the inside. It's extensive. It is not livable. Firefighters were called to this house on Flakes Mill Road in Ellenwood just before midnight. Firefighters say that it's no longer safe to live in, so this family was forced to figure out where they're going to stay overnight and now what comes next for them. The good news, no one was hurt, but a pet that was trapped inside had to be treated at the scene. Firefighters say that pet survived, is okay. The cause of this fire under investigation now, and this is just one of nearly a dozen fires that firefighters have responded to this week alone in DeKalb County, with even more across metro Atlanta. Firefighters say that as cold weather like this sets in, taking a few minutes now to check heaters, candles, and smoke alarms could make all the difference. We're in DeKalb County. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
Thank you, Don, for that report. Let's take a look around the nation. President Donald Trump will deliver a primetime address tonight. Those remarks coming live from the White House and will begin at 9 o'clock. The president is reportedly going to highlight his accomplishments since retaking office back in January. He also plans to highlight what he hopes to accomplish in the next 3 years. We will stream those remarks for you on Atlanta News First Plus via our local news live streaming channel. That's going to be the 4th streaming channel on our Atlanta News First Plus page. So make sure if you are looking to tune into those remarks that you do that. We are also going to be making them available to you on our Atlanta News First YouTube page. And also, as we talk about what's happening tonight, we have to make sure we shout out our Georgia high school football teams. High school football state championships are dominating the week. Gainesville High School will hit the field for a matchup against Thomas County Central High School. Atlanta News First Neamani Watson is at Mercedes Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where the game will take place. And she looks at what Gainesville has gone through to get to this moment tonight.
This moment comes after a legal battle over Gainesville football players being suspended, but Gainesville has always stood by its players, and they have fought for what they believed was a fair chance to be able to make it to the state championships tonight. It started with this fight last month between Gainesville and Brunswick high schools, which resulted in the Georgia High School Association suspending 39 Gainesville players and 41 Brunswick players. Gainesville took the organization to court, winning an injunction to overturn the suspensions ahead of the quarterfinals game against Langston Hughes a couple of weeks ago. Brunswick High School also appealed its penalties. 39 of the 41 players were reinstated. The fight seemingly began when a Brunswick player, upset about losing, attacked a Gainesville player. Brunswick High School's head football coach has since stepped down. Atlanta News First spoke with Gainesville High School after their win against Langston Hughes, where they were able to play with a nearly full roster.
Just elated for our kids. This has meant so much for them to be able to get back on the field, finish what they started.
Everybody's just one Gainesville, and that's what it's about. And it's pretty neat to be a part of something special like that. And I'm truly blessed to be the head coach at Gainesville High School.
Brunswick and Gainesville high schools were also fined $5,000 each, which will remain in place. Gainesville is going for its first championship since 2012. The game will begin at 7:30 p.m. Reporting from Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I'm Neomani Watson, Atlanta News First.
All right, thank you, Neomani Watson, for that report. A live look at our beautiful Metro Atlanta here. This is Midtown, actually. I don't know why I said Metro, but it is clear outside today, a little chilly this morning, but warmer than we've been experiencing. I want to bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams with a look at your First Alert forecast.
Thanks, Maria. Yeah, we have, as you mentioned, it is a much warmer start out there. We'll take you to the Bends this morning. A happy Wednesday. It is a warmer day already, as Maria mentioned, and we are sitting with temperature at 56 degrees in Atlanta, 49 in Gainesville, 50 in Athens already. We're already pretty close to what we got to yesterday for the high temperature, which means we're going to continue to see the potential for that warmer afternoon. So temperature makes its way into the low 60s this afternoon. I am watching for the possibility of continued increases in cloud coverage, but right now we're kind of seeing high-level clouds, some blue skies, some sun, and that's what we'll see, I think, through the lunch hour. And then as we get into the afternoon, we should see a little bit more in the way of cloud coverage, and that should become an overcast sky tonight. That should limit the cooling tonight. We're going to see low temperatures in the 40s, much, much warmer than what we have seen every day this week, which is near and below freezing for the most part. 47 degrees, your morning temperature tomorrow in Atlanta. So maybe not the winter coat and jacket, but we will need a raincoat tomorrow because it is a First Alert weather day for just that. Rain is coming back to the forecast. So cloudy and rainy, that rain chance about 60 to 70% for your Thursday as highs get into the upper 50s. Any rumbles tomorrow will be non-severe. The severe weather threat is a little bit higher over Tennessee and Kentucky, where you see that level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather across the area. I did a Christmas snow outlook forecast for First Alert Weather Extra later, and whether you're happy or sad, I think we're not going to see much of that coming up. Here is a look at First Alert Futurecast so you can plan ahead tomorrow for the rain. I think we will get to work dry outside of a small chance at rain 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But once we get closer to midday, I think a wave or two of rain kind of pushes through. This is the wetter of the two forecast models that we use kind of at this time range. It's very possible we kind of see breaks at times throughout the entire day, and we may see a push or two where we see rain for an hour or two, but not a washout, but certainly something that you want to keep your umbrella and rain jacket handy. We haven't needed it in a while, but we do want to keep that with us close by tomorrow and tomorrow night. Overnight, Thursday into Friday, this front exits, and we will be waking up to sunshine on Friday. This is not a situation where things linger, and we're looking at kind of a dreary and rainy start Friday. It's in, it's out fairly quickly, and because it is a Pacific originating front, the temperatures will drop a little bit here, but we're not looking at crazy drops in temperature. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Going from 63 today down to the mid-50s Friday, and then we will see a cold start Saturday at 31 degrees, but then we bounce right back to the 60s. for Saturday and Sunday, and then clouds increase a bit on Monday and Tuesday of next week, and you see a slight drop in temperature in the upper 50s. There may be a cool air wedge that sets up for at times here, but otherwise we are looking at warmer weather kind of building back in toward the middle of next week, which includes Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Nothing really has changed in our medium range outlook for Christmas. It does look like we will continue to be warmer than usual, and we have been so over the past 5 years here in Atlanta. We've had above average temperatures 4 of the last 5. I believe 2022 was super cold. Other than that, it has been fairly mild, and that's what we're looking at here. So keep prepared for that first alert weather day tomorrow as rain kind of comes in and out of your plans throughout the day and throughout the night tomorrow, but then we will have some really nice weather for Friday and into the weekend as you run around and do your last minute errands and shopping. I'm going to try to do mine today. Maybe the malls won't be as busy, but just be prepared for lots of increased traffic on the roads around the malls through this upcoming weekend. So that's something you want to be prepared for, and thankfully we do have good weather to go along with it. We'll keep you posted here on ANF Plus on the forecast, and remember, you can always download the latest videos from our First Alert weather app, and we'll keep you posted throughout the week into this coming weekend.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.